Today, on the Vince Everett Ellison Show, she's back. Just when I thought God had forsaken me, he gives me the greatest gift of all. Kamala Harris is back, and she's promoting a book. And we're going to talk about the return of Kamala Harris today on the Vince Everett Ellison Show. Let's get this thing started. Oh, my goodness. You talking about somebody that is not self-aware. And that is Kamala Harris. Kamala got a new book out, y'all. And the book is called 107 Days. It chronicles her unsuccessful run for the presidency of the United States of America. And she says 107 days because she had 107 days to do the impossible, she said. And is to win the presidency of the United States of America when she'd been vice president for 4 years. And Donald Trump had like about 100 charges thrown on him. 4 trials, had his house raided, shot, another assassination attempt. I mean, Donald Trump had the plagues of Job put on him, and Kamala Harris was thinking she was having a hard time, right? So she's written this little book called 107 Days, and all it is a bunch of complaining, and it proves to you why she's a Democrat, because she is illogical, and she takes no accountability whatsoever. One of the first things she said in the book, y'all, is that she had thought about making Pete Buttigieg her vice president. Now, just in case y'all don't know, Pete Buttigieg was the mayor of South Bend, Indiana. That's all. So Pete decides he's going to run for president from South Bend, Indiana. Well, at the time that nobody know, when they elected Pete mayor of South Bend, they didn't know that Pete was gay. So when Pete became mayor of South Bend, he came out, and then he married a dude. And so Pete walking around now married to this guy, and then he decides to run for president. And, of course, all of the LGBTQ money came to Pete real quick. And Pete raised, a lot of money, millions of dollars. And it caught everybody's attention because in politics, money is everything. And I don't care who you are. If you can start your campaign out with like $20, $30, $40 million, you're a player. And that's what Pete did. So all this gay money started coming to Pete, all this LGBTQ money, and Pete became a player real quick. And so afterward, in order to keep that gay money coming in, Kamala, and that's why she was going to try to choose Pete. There's no other reason why she was going to choose Pete. But then somebody told her, look, are you serious about winning this race? Kamala, being Kamala, said yes. And then they said, you must not be, because if you pick Pete, if you already got a hard enough time winning this race, okay? If you pick Pete Buttigieg, you can just kiss your ass goodbye. And Kamala, with her ignorant behind, said, well, why? And they looked at her and they said, what? He's an ugly little short guy married to a dude who's openly gay. That's going to be a heartbeat away from the president of the United States of America. Plus, he's stupid. He could even run the transportation department. So Kamala said she made the decision not to pick Pete because she said a black woman married to a Jewish husband got enough going against her, so she shouldn't have. So she was scared to choose a white man married to a gay guy. Boy, that was sure enough. That would have been like a Star Wars bar scene right there. And she still lying, talking about she was a black woman. What Kamala wasn't black? She's still lying. So I'm going to read y'all what the Washington Post has said about this. I think it's the Post. Well, I tell you what, Kamala Harris, come on. Man, okay, so this is what they say. It starts with, it's embarrassing. Democrats seethe at Harris's campaign book. This is from Politico. So, this Kamala Harris's media blitz is doing little to temper the frustration bubbling among Democrats over her retelling of the 2024 election. Over the last 24 hours, the former vice president insisted she isn't burning bridges in her own party, rejected the idea that her infamous interview on The View tipped the 2024 election, and didn't rule out another run for political office. Somebody should be doing this to Kamala. In an era where Democrats need all hands on deck, this is a quote, in the fight to protect the country and the Constitution from the lawlessness of the Trump administration, she has a real opportunity to be a critical voice in the resistance, said Michael Hardaway, a Democratic strategist who served as a senior advisor to House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries. This book seems to be unhelpful and divisive in a way that makes it hard for her to be the face of the party as we look to the future. More than 6 months after losing her election, and with Harris's new book in the spotlight, her book, 107 Days, has reopened wounds, and the party is still divided over who or what is primarily to blame for their sweeping losses and President Donald Trump's return to the White House. Yo, I'll tell you why you lost. Number one, you lied about being black. That's number one. Then you started your campaign in an abortion clinic. I don't want to just hear about the babies being dead. Kamala wanted to see the babies being dead. And then she said men could have babies, which showed you that she was crazy, certifiably insane. And she had a whole house church. Otis Brown was running it. I mean, that church is so jacked up, man. They might have had abortion clinics in the church. They're doing gay marriages and all kind of crap in that church. So she was a fronty god. She was Willie Brown's side piece. Willie Brown was walking around with her on his arm. She all hugged up on it. Willie Brown was the type of dude to walk into a room with like 2 women on his arm, and Kamala would be one of them. Well, that was, and you going to let somebody like that sit in the Oval Office? Good gracious. And then inflation, people was paying $1,200, $1,500 more per month than they were under Donald Trump, and nobody got a raise. And people were filling it in their pocketbook. They started 2 wars. The war between Ukraine and Russia, when they asked Joe Biden, well, if Russia invaded, what you gonna do? He said, I ain't gonna do nothing. And Vladimir Putin said, well, that's all I needed to hear. And they was jugging up Zelensky to get into NATO. And Putin told him to cut that mess out. They didn't. He invaded. There it is. And then the war in Gaza between Israel and Hamas. How did Biden start that? Trump was bleeding Iran dry. Wouldn't let him sell any oil. The country's about to go under. Soon as Joe Biden gets in, not only lets them start back selling oil again, he gives them all kind of money, pallets of it. They give all of this money to Hamas, Hezbollah, the Houthis, everybody that hate Israel. And what did they do? They bought missiles, started attacking Israel, and Israel fought back. Joe Biden started the war in Gaza. Yes, he did. How we ran out of Afghanistan? Like cowards. All these people hanging on to the plane. 13 of our soldiers got killed on the day that we left. Joe Biden and all of them didn't do anything about it. Let 30 million illegals into the country. I didn't say 1 million. I said 30. Because we draw our congressional districts with the numbers, not citizens. And many of these congressional districts are being won and lost by, 1, 2, 3,000 votes. Could you imagine how many Democrat Party districts are being won because illegals are in them? How many of these districts are being formed up north in these blue cities because illegals are in them? This is why they want them here. They use them to pack house districts so that these districts can be formed, can be drawn in Democrat-controlled areas. And they can run their people in these districts and win. So they're using illegal immigrants to game the system. And people figured it out. Plus they come here and they take all the money. They erode our social safety net by taking away money from Medicare, housing, SNAP programs, crime and police, and definitely crowding out the schools. So when these little Hispanic students come into the school and the teachers can't speak English and they're supposed to be teaching your child, they got to spend half their time trying to talk to Hispanic children that can't even speak English. And you're taking away from your own child because of this. The Green New Deal, $1 trillion just thrown away in a rat hole, given to their friends. Thrown away. Climate change is a hoax. It's a lie. They've been saying that the world is going to flood out, and that all these storms are going to come and destroy the United States of America. They've been saying it for the last 25 years. And everybody's waiting for this great catastrophe to happen. That has never come and never will come. Because these leftists and these Democrats believe they can control the weather. Man. They sued Tennessee. What did they sue them for? Because Tennessee has said you can't give children sex change operations. Kamala Harris and Joe Biden said, I'd be damned if that's so. Snip him, cut him. Snip him and cut him. Turn him into a chicken or to a horse if you want him to. Boy ain't got no constitutional rights. His mom and daddy crazy? Let them do what they want to do to him. Make a Frankenstein out of him. So Tennessee said that you Frankensteins can't do your cutting on children. Joe Biden sued. Kamala Harris right with him. And then Kamala having this little incident. She having this little rally. Some young men said, Jesus is king. She said, you're at the wrong rally. All Christians heard that. And then she brought Meg the Stallion. And Meg was up on the stage twerking and shaking and twerking and shaking and twerking and shaking. And a lot of people looked at that and said, so that's what she think of us? Y'all, that's just some of the stuff that helped Kamala Harris lose this election. And you know what? She doesn't mention any of it. She said that she lost because Joe was too old and that the decision to let him run was reckless. But she was out there defending him, if I remember correctly. Soon as his terrible debate performance with Donald Trump, she came on the news defending it. So she lied to the American people. She's a liar. So now she's going around doing this book tour, trying to tell everybody it was everybody's fault she lost except her. And she'll probably sell some books. But as far as politics is concerned, on a large level, like presidency, she's done. America dodged a bullet with this idiot. The fact that she got that close to the presidency shows you just how sick the Democratic Party is. The fact that she would even consider putting some type of miscreant pervert like Pete Buttigieg as our vice president shows you just how sick and demented this party is. The fact that they celebrated the death of Charlie Kirk, some people even got on the House floor to celebrate his death, shows you just how sick and demented this party is. The mask has come off. There are no more blurred lines. They are no longer the loyal opposition. They are now the enemy of the American people. And this party's going to have to do, this party needs an enema, or it's going to go the way of the dodo. And I hope that it does. Because I said at the end of my book, 25 Lies, how do you correct this party? How do you change its direction? You can't. You have to blow it up. Figuratively, of course. And I'm here to help make that happen. So you guys keep looking out for Kamala Harris. Don't buy the book. Don't buy the book. I mean, you know, even if you're going to use it for toilet paper, just don't buy the book, okay? It ain't worth your time. It's not worth your time. I'm not telling you to boycott the book. Just don't buy the book. Because all she's going to do is try to put on everybody except for herself the reason why she lost this election. And that's the reason why she would have been a terrible president. Because she has no logic and she has no accountability. And that is every Democrat in America. Now, I'm going to keep talking to you about these people. I'm going to keep bringing you the news. I'm going to keep you in the loop about who they really are because a lot of people just will not do that. Stay tuned because I'm here to wake you up. And I hope I did you some good here today. So join me again for another edition of the Vince Everett Ellison Show. All right, friends, Vince Everett Ellison is here. I want you to go to my website. And on my website, you're going to see a lot of great stuff, man. You're going to see that we got T-shirts, we got caps. You got my books, my documentaries. You got all kinds of stuff on VinceSpeaksTruth.com. Go there. We're dropping new T-shirts. We're dropping new merchandise. My new book, The End of Tolerance, is there. The End of Tolerance. Make sure you get it. Make it #1. If you got my first 3, get The End of Tolerance. It's just as good. And it's telling us we have to end our tolerance with these leftists, these Democrats. We can no longer allow them to sexually groom our children. We can no longer allow them to castrate little boys and call them little girls, run God out of the public square, take away our guns, take away our sovereignty. No longer allow it. So go on VinceSpeaksTruth.com. That is VinceSpeaksTruth.com. Hit merchandise. You'll see the T-shirts. You'll see the caps. You'll see the books. You'll see the documentaries. You'll see it all. And let's keep this ball rolling. God bless you.